Have you ever thought, what now? For decades you had structure, a routine, a reason to get up, get dressed, and go make a difference. Whether it was working full-time, raising a family, or running a business, you had a purpose. And now, the calendar's wide open. Deep down you've started asking yourself, am I even useful anymore? If that thought has crossed your mind, know this: you are not alone or useless. Retirement isn't the end of your purpose, it's the beginning of a new one. You spend your whole life working, giving, serving, and then suddenly, you're expected to just stop. But what if you're not feeling golden? What if you're feeling lost? This video is for you, because today, we're going to talk about 5 powerful ways you can reclaim your sense of purpose, to truly feel alive again. Purpose doesn't retire, it evolves. Let's start with something surprisingly simple, but incredibly powerful: sharing your story. You may not realize it, but your life, your real, unfiltered, messy, beautiful life, is filled with wisdom. Lessons learned the hard way, mistakes you survived, wins you earned. And right now, someone out there needs to hear exactly what you've been through. You don't have to write a memoir or stand on a stage. You can start small. Maybe it's recording a few memories for your grandkids, or writing down lessons you wish someone had told you when you were younger, or sitting with someone younger and really listening to their struggle, then sharing what helped you through yours. Every time you share a piece of your story, you pass on something valuable. And the more you give that gift, the more you remember that you've never stopped mattering. Next, let's talk about something that surprises a lot of people: the power of structure. One of the biggest reasons people feel lost after retirement isn't that they don't have value, it's that they've lost their rhythm. For years your day had a flow, a beginning, a middle, and an end. And when that disappears, it's easy to feel like you're drifting. But the human brain loves structure. It doesn't need to be strict. Just a few anchor points in your day, a morning routine, a planned walk, a regular volunteer shift, or even a set time to read or reflect, can change how you feel. When your days have a shape again, your life starts to feel purposeful again. Start small, stay consistent, and let the momentum rebuild. Now, let's address something many people are too embarrassed to admit: feeling left behind. The world moves fast, technology changes, culture shifts, and suddenly, you might feel like everything's for young people now. But here's a secret: the world needs your voice now more than ever. You don't have to know every app or trend, you just need to stay curious. Because curiosity keeps your mind sharp, and it reminds you that you're still in the game. Learn something new, not because you have to, but because you can. Try a skill you never had time for before, not to be impressive, but to stay engaged. When you keep learning, you remind yourself that growth doesn't stop when the paycheck does. And that kind of mindset, it's contagious. It shows others and yourself that your best days aren't behind you, they're still being written. By now, you might be starting to feel a little spark. Like maybe, just maybe, you haven't reached the end of the road. You've just reached a bend in it. That quiet restlessness, it's your spirit reminding you you're not done yet. Let's talk about another powerful way to rediscover purpose after retirement: being of service in a way that fits this chapter of your life. You've spent your whole life giving, maybe to your family, your work, your community, but now, with fewer demands on your time, you get to choose what that giving looks like. Sometimes making a difference starts with something as simple as showing up. Maybe it's checking in on a neighbor who lives alone. Maybe it's helping a young parent who could use a break. Maybe it's sharing your wisdom with someone who's just starting their career, or reading to kids at the local library, or mentoring someone quietly behind the scenes. Here's the magic of service. When you focus on helping someone else, you stop focusing on what's missing in your own life. You stop asking, what's the point? And start seeing that you are the point. Even small acts of kindness remind you that you're not invisible, you're essential. And that leads into something that often goes unspoken: you don't have to earn rest, but you do have to learn how to enjoy it. For many people, retirement brings a strange kind of guilt. You spent so many years being productive, measuring your value by how much you got done, that slowing down can feel uncomfortable, like you're slacking, like you're wasting time. But you're not. You're healing. You're resetting. You're rediscovering who you are without the title. Think about it. This is possibly the first time in your life where your time is your own. That's not a punishment. That's a gift. And the way you use it can be sacred. It's okay to rest. It's okay to move slower. It's okay to enjoy your mornings without rushing out the door. That stillness doesn't mean you're useless. It means you're finally giving your body, mind, and soul the peace it's earned. But don't mistake rest for isolation. There's a big difference between solitude and disconnection. Staying connected doesn't have to mean staying busy. It just means not disappearing into your own silence. If you've pulled back from people because you feel like you have nothing interesting to say anymore or like no one really wants to hear from you, stop right there. That's a lie that too many people over 60 start to believe. And it's simply not true. There are people who want to hear from you. People who value your voice. People who may not say it out loud but who look to you for steadiness, for insight, for calm. So send the text, make the call, rejoin the group, even if it's been a while. You don't have to dominate the conversation, you just have to show up. Because every time you do, you remind yourself, and everyone around you, that you still matter, that your presence still carries weight, and that being seen and heard isn't about being the loudest, it's about being real. Now that you've begun to see just how much potential still lives inside you, let's talk about the final and perhaps most powerful way to rediscover purpose after retirement, redefining what purpose really means. For most of your life, purpose probably looked like productivity. A job title, a paycheck, a schedule, goals, deadlines, a sense of being needed because you were doing something for someone else. But here's the truth. Purpose doesn't retire. It just evolves. The kind of purpose you had at 35 won't be the same at 75. And that's not a loss. That's growth. Maybe your new purpose is to live in a way that brings peace into the lives of others, to show your grandchildren what it means to be fully present, to wake up without rushing and actually notice the world around you. Or maybe your purpose right now is simply to heal, to finally take care of your body, to let go of past stress, to sit in your favorite chair and feel what it's like to breathe without worry. That counts. That matters. That's purpose too. Because purpose isn't always loud. It isn't always seen. Sometimes purpose is the quiet decision to keep going, to wake up again, to try something new, to smile when no one's watching, to give yourself grace when the world has moved on. Let's be clear, you have not missed your moment. If you woke up this morning, you're still in the game, you still have something to give. And just as importantly, you still have something to receive. Joy, peace, connection, curiosity, love. But you won't find any of it by measuring yourself against who you used to be. You'll only find it by being present with who you are now. So let's bring this all together. You may have felt useless, forgotten, like life passed you by and nobody told you how to catch up. But the truth is, you don't need to catch up. You need to tune in, because everything you're looking for is already within you. You find purpose when you share your story. You find purpose when you rebuild structure. You find purpose when you stay curious and keep learning. You find purpose when you serve from a place of choice, not obligation. You find purpose when you rest, without guilt. You find purpose when you connect, not to impress, but simply to be present. And most of all, you find purpose when you stop trying to be who you were, and start loving who you've become. You're not done, you're just beginning a new kind of meaningful. So here's my invitation to you. Take one small step today. Write one page, make one call, go for one walk. Do one thing that reminds you, you still matter. Drop a comment below and share your thoughts. What are you doing to find meaning in this new season of life? If this message spoke to your heart, give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who might need a reminder that they still have so much to offer. You are not past your prime, you are vibrant, you are valuable, and you are still needed in this world. Here's to you, living fully, boldly, and beautifully.